This here is Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic issue number 41. Starting from the cover again, the emissaries are on a mission to keep reality intact, no matter the joy, pain, victory, or tragedy. It makes me think Tommy should definitely remain dead for the sake of reality. But that's just speculation. On the moon, Dane is reviewing the footage of the Rangers' battle in London, and is clearly not impressed by the Rangers' lack of organisation. Dane was introduced as quite a killer, but we see here that he has a hard time remembering names as he calls Squat and Baboo Snot and Bamboo. He then goes on to call them Spot and Baboon. While he's portrayed as an evil villain, it's fun for us to see some silly humour in this, just to prevent this from being too dark. We continue with the video called from the last issue, and Kimberly suspects that the reason Jason, Zack and Trini are only showing their faces is because they're wearing clogs. The Rangers play along to keep Kimberly from knowing the truth. Billy tells them he and Kimberly were thinking of getting Alpha to teleport them to Switzerland for the day. The Rangers shut that idea down for obvious reasons, so Kimberly pretends that Alpha is calling them, so they need to end the chat. Kimberly tells Billy she lied because she feels the other Rangers don't need them anymore. It's sad, and I hope their friendship isn't ruined by this secret. So Jason, Zack and Trini aren't in Switzerland. Trini says that what they're doing is for the other Rangers' own good. So I guess the question for this comic book universe is, did Jason, Zack and Trini really get picked for the peace conference, or was it one big cover-up? Here we see them in a place called Safe Haven. They're not alone either, because they're joined by someone called Kia, who's obviously not from Earth. So this is probably an entirely different planet. We then see more aliens, non-humanoid life forms. They're all friends as well, so the Rangers have bonded with them, meaning they've been here for quite some time. Trini's hand communicator goes off, so the Rangers are clearly in contact with somebody like they were on Earth with their old wrist communicators. We then jump to Eternity Point, and there's a robot called C, who appears to be manning this command center. I guess he's this world's equivalent of Alpha 5. C summoned the Rangers and Kia because he detected multiple energy spikes in the Xernox system, level 4. We then see the blue emissary appear, and it's clear the Rangers have been in regular contact with him. So at the end of Go-Go Power Rangers issue number 21, the blue emissary appeared at Jason's house, basically telling him he needs his help to save the universe. So I guess that's the reason why the Rangers were brought here. But still, how did the peace conference come about? Was it like the TV show and it was shown on TV for all the world to see? Or did Jason, Zack and Trini just make that up themselves in this universe? Whatever. Trini says they've mostly dealt with level 1s and some level 2s. So whatever this level 4 is, it's going to be tougher than what they've been through before. Anyway, the 4 Rangers morph under the It's Morphin time call, and they become the Omega Rangers. They use the power of the elements, and obviously Kia is a Ranger too. The suits look great, and they retain the diamond in the middle, so they're still Mighty Morphin-ish. The Rangers end up on Xernox 2 battling some aliens. Aboard the spaceship The Spectrum, C tells Jason that the aliens are the followers of Vox. They're a hate mob that sprang up worshipping the empowered. Sounds interesting. Who are the empowered, and how were they empowered? During the mission, Kia comes across a civilian who tells her that Vox, the powered one, destroyed the city, fought off their soldiers, and people rose up in his name, hence the followers of Vox, and they took the civilian's father. So Vox is the one who's been empowered, and he turns up asking who the Rangers are. This is obviously their first encounter, and Zack tells him that they're super secret space ninjas. I'm beginning to wonder whether Zordon knows about Jason, Zack and Trini's whereabouts. One more thing. Zack said they're space ninjas. Their new suits are rather Ninja Storm-ish in design. Anyway, Jason tells Garrison Vox that the Omega Rangers are there to help him. Apparently, he woke up one day with power beyond his control. The reason for that is because he's connected to the Morphin grid, and these Rangers find people just like Vox and take them to Safe Haven, where they are taught to control their new abilities. So that's the reason the Rangers are here. And it seems that after the Morphin Grid was restored, it gave some people across the universe powers all of a sudden. Vox declines to go quietly with the Rangers. He and Kia face off in the air, but it is Kia who wins as she sends Vox crashing down to the ground below. And he was hit hard. The Rangers then bring out what looks like the dumpster that contained Rita, as they tell Seed they're bottling up Vox. So if the Rangers can't get the Empowered to agree to go along to Safe Haven for rehab, they get contained. Back at Safe Haven, Jason is talking to Zack. He asks if he still misses home. Zack tells him he does, but he feels this is where they're supposed to be. I do like how Jason, Zack and Trini do still have a purpose after leaving Angel Grove. I sense their mission is overall greater than that of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. At Eternity Point, Kia asks the emissary if instead of confining Vox, they could convince him to join the Rangers, save him like the emissary saved her. So that's why Kia is an Omega Ranger. She became empowered and the emissary saved her and made her a Ranger. In Vox's case though, his heart has been twisted, and having access to the Morphin Grid has only worsened it. So for someone like him, he'll have to go into containment, and we see the dumpster being put into storage by sea. And there are a lot of different containers there. They're doing this to ensure a shattering never happens again. Well, we're obviously still dealing with the fallout from Shattered Grid. It was so dire last time that the emissaries are going to extremes to ensure such a thing never happens again. Although this is still called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it doesn't feel the same as when the comic first started. It's not a bad thing though. Even though Jason, Zack and Trini are now the Omega Rangers, we still have the new Mighty Morphin team on Earth. So this is still very much a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic, just a new, fresh retelling. In some ways it's similar to Beyond the Grid. It's a different team with new powers set in a different world. The difference here is that this is actually enjoyable to read. Sure, it's annoying not having all the answers as to how the Omega Rangers got here and when their first morph was, but it makes me want to continue reading it and looking forward to the next issue. I think Necessary Evil has a lot of promise, so this is a story arc I am sure to follow out of interest, rather than for the sake of knowing the ending, which was the case for Beyond the Grid and the latter half of Shattered Grid.